Hello, Toaster Party, and today I'm going to be talking about my picks for my top 5 favorite cards from Commander Legends 2 Battle for Baldur's Gate. So I've already talked about which cards I think are going to be the best for competitive EDH. I've talked which cards are going to be the best for casual EDH. So now I'm just going to talk about which cards are my favorite. Let's start off with some honorable mentions with Corlessa the Scale Singer and with Nalia de Arnis. So I'm a big fan of future sight type effects in the command zone, and these two different commanders fill out two different niches. Corlessa allows you to cast dragons from the top, and Nalia de Arnis allows you to cast cards from the party from the top. Both of these each lend to a very specific style of deck, and I'm glad that they both now exist to be able to be built around. So let's move on to number 5, Gorion the Wise Mentor. So I really like the adventure mechanic. It was my favorite part of Throne of Eldraine, and this card is a lucky charm on a stick. My favorite standard deck that I ever played was Golgari Adventures, which leads into my one problem with this deck. Is that it does not have black in it, so I can't play Curry Favor in a deck that I tried putting together before it. But it's still really cool to see Adventure getting support in Commander. Let's move on to number 4, the Council of Four. I like stacks style decks, and this Commander isn't very good for that. Because it isn't very strong, though, it means I can probably throw together some relatively low-powerful tack/pillow fort deck around it to be able to play it at more casual tables. Let's move on to number 3, Elena Harbreeze, the Busybody. So this commander issues a very interesting deck-building challenge, trying to make Azorius tokens competitive. So the commander is an outlet for Isochron Scepter Dramatic Reversal, and can also be used as a card advantage engine. And because of the colors of this deck, there are a lot of different stacks pieces that you can run that don't actually interfere with the game plan, such as Abolis Bond, Torpor Orb, the list goes on a bit. But let's move on to number 2, Abolis Bond. Well, I miss having Hull Breacher, and Abolis Bond does a very good job of filling in that spot of being a very powerful stacks piece for 3 mana with flash, and being able to steal wins off of the back of it. So, similar to Hull Breacher being able to get advantage, Abolis Bond gets advantage in a bit of a different way. The thing that I like the most about this card is the potential for very silly wins that you can create with it. You can win off of someone else's Thoracle trigger because you then flash in the Abolis Bond when your opponent casts their Thoracle. You then steal their trigger, and then in response to that trigger, you can then use Consultation or Tainted Pact to be able to win in response. You can also win off of the back of World Gorger Dragon, depending on what ETB effects your opponent's using when they're looping everything with World Gorger. You also can win off specific food chain decks like 3-color Omnath. When it ETBs, you can then ping your opponent with it instead. And the list goes on and on. I like silly wins, and this card is both powerful and definitely has the opportunity for doing some strange things. Up next we have number 1, Burkos the Party Leader. I really like Malcolm-style commanders. I like the ability to be able to swing and get big value off of whatever I'm swinging with. And the design of being able to include different party types to get maximum value is also pretty interesting from a deck building perspective. A lot of cEDH staple creatures already fit into the different party types, because with Cleric you have Archivist of Ogma, with Rogue you have Opposition Agent, with Warrior there's Esper Sentinel, and with Wizard there's Dark Confidant. So the different backgrounds also make for even more deck building options, with the red background Street Urchin enabling you to be able to do dockside loops and be able to use the background as an outlet for those loops. With the blue background Sword Coast Sailor, you're able to guarantee that your Burkos will be able to swing and not die because it can't be blocked. And then you have the green background Master Chef, which is a different way to be able to perform an infinite combo with persist creatures, which would make for a different type of Turbo Nos deck. With white, there's not a background that really comes to mind, but there's probably one out there that would work with this commander. Well, That's all I had to say. Thank you all for watching. Hope you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you all have an excellent day.